One thing that I noticed that people struggle with is to find their people. They may be matured and or gotten developed in their lives and they don't feel like they connect to their old group, or they're moving to a new place and they want to find people who they can connect with and get some friends or a partner or business people, working with people. And I'm going to just talk about a couple of steps that you can take to find your people, especially when you're moving. And I'm going to draw a lot about when I moved from Iceland to LA, especially Venice Beach, and how I did that. And I do think that your people are out there, definitely. I think it's a big challenge to find your people. There's a couple of things that we need to talk about when to find your people, and people that you can feel really authentic to, people that give you a sense of belonging, people who supports you in reaching your goals, people who supports you when things aren't going well for you in your life, and people who just make your life more joyful and meaningful. Because I've experienced loneliness in my life, and it's not a good thing to have. And loneliness isn't just about not having a people around you. It's like you feel like no people around you truly understands you. So you feel like you're kind of different than the people you're around to. But I will say with 100% certainty and comfort that there are people like you out there. There are people who speak your language. There are people that will understand you, that you will meet on their way, that you feel like you've been friends for life after just hanging around 2 or 3 times with her, or even for the first time. They just get you, they understand you, they speak your language, and these people are out there. But a couple of steps that is needed to find those people, and it's really hard when you move to another place to find your group of people. And it's really hard to be isolated for a long time and just be with yourself. And it took me some time to find the people. But when I moved to Venice Beach, the first thing I did, and I think actually moving to a city is the best thing you can do, because it's harder to find your people when you're in the suburbs or not in the city, or up in a place where few people move and interact, because so much of your relationships are gonna spontaneously happen through your logistics or where you're located. And just in cities, you're just gonna increase the likelihood you're gonna meet the people that are killing it in business or are better human beings than other people, and also just having similar interest in you. It's just gonna meet more people and be exposed to more people, because it's a numbers game as well. You have to meet a lot of people to understand what people are for you. I knew when I first moved to Claremont, so I lived in Claremont, which is 1 hour from Venice Beach, first I met to. It took me 9 months to find my group of people, or my close friends. And I was in a school, so that helped me a little bit because I had an academic community, and mainly these were my people. But the reason it took 9 months was not because I wasn't exposed to invites and people that wanted to hang out with me. It was the question of, do I want to hang out with them, and do I want to do the stuff that they were doing? And at the time, maybe I had the group that was doing the math and were drinking and partying, and I didn't like that stuff at the time, and I didn't feel like I want to spend my time in that way. So I decided to be authentic to myself and be experience a little bit of loneliness from in between and being in isolation, because I knew if I would stay authentic to myself, I would at the end find my people, which happened after 9 months. That was not easy. It was really, really hard. But so what I'm arguing here is that you want to be around people that you feel authentic to and that you can relate to. And you don't want to sacrifice yourself to belong to a group of people just to be surrounded by people because you're afraid of being alone. You want to be authentic, which is the harder route, and to push through the lonely chapter to meet the people that really get you, like I said earlier. So because it's so easy to hang around with the wrong people, of course you have to go through trial and error to spend time with these people, and then realize quickly, do I want to spend my time with these people? So I do think that is really important, to be true to yourself and not change yourself just because you need connections in your life. That being said, when I moved to Venice, first, know who you are. So define and find out your interests and values. And it's really hard to find out your interests and values just by thinking about them. In terms of interest part, you just have to try different things out. Maybe you have a couple of interests. Maybe you're into reading, then you can go to a library. If you're into health, you can go to a run club or in your local gym. If you're interested in music, you can go to music events. If you're interested in coffee, go to coffee shops. So define your interest, or like mountain climbing or something else that you're interested in. And the reason why I'm telling you to start that, because that's the foundation of finding out what you're interested in. Sometimes you have to try things out to realize if you're interested in not. I don't know if I'm interested in paddle. the new sport. I don't know if I'm interested in it, but I have to do it to know if I become interested in it. So I have to go out of my routine and my box to try out paddle. And if I like paddle, I might meet people there, and I might also find something that I'm really interested in. And that's really the key. And what you stand for, like, you're probably not, if you stand for health, you're probably not going to find your people on a pub or in partying on Fridays and Saturdays. You're probably going to find your people more early Sunday mornings in the gym or early mornings in the coffee shop, etc. So define your values, what you stand for. So if it's health, or if it's honesty, if it's love, courage, purpose, whatever it is, and then define your interest, because that's the foundation, because then you're going to identify places on your new place where you're staying, to identify places that matches with your interest and your values. So for me, that was that when I moved to Venice Beach, the first thing I did was to go to Venice Run Club, like 2 days after I moved in. And also there was a coffee and chill and ice bath event here that I also wanted to go to. I tested out different coffee shops and I checked out the vibe and how do I feel best and what kind of people are here. Coffee shop, so I did that. I also went to an office space where people, entrepreneurs or people have companies were staying, because I know I would get exposed to these people in these environments, and I know I would meet interesting people, and I like working. So identify the places that have, because when you identify the places that you are interested in and that are aligned with your values, either way, like if you don't meet anybody, you're still going to have fun or contribute to your progress in life, which means that it's already a win, and then you can look at it as a bonus when you meet the person, when you meet some people that add value to your life. And what you want to do in these situations is that it's no rush of getting one connection, like getting the connection. You want to feel comfortable in yourself. And if you think you're not gonna see this person again, it's fine to say, like, talk to them firstly and then ask them, like, how should we stay in contact? What's the best way to contact you? And then you will see them again. But normally, if you just show up consistently to the same places, you would develop those relationships and find your people over time. It wasn't until like after months in the Venice Run Club that I started to feel that I gained some friends in Venice Run Club. It was like a couple of months, like maybe 6 months. And also, like, sometimes when you go into the gym, there's a lot of people that are great friends of me today. We didn't say hi to each other for a year in the gym. But one day, because you're familiar and because you're always showing up to the same places, you'll be like, oh, like, what's your name? I've seen you here for like 1 year. And then you build the connections, and the connections builds over a long time. And it isn't just something that is gonna happen once. You just have to have the consistency of showing up to these places over time, and relationship develops over time. So if you allow yourself to be consistent in these places and be comfortable in your own skin, and you don't have to get connections because you're just doing what you like to do, that's a really good method of reaching out to people. Then 3, strike up a conversation. Like, you don't have to do it the first time or smile at people. Strike up a conversation. And I went a little bit on this in the communication video I just posted a couple of weeks ago. And yes, you're afraid of rejections, like, but switch the script. Like, if you're afraid that they won't like you, be rather afraid of what if you don't like them. And just walk to them, and it's okay to feel fear, and just start talking to them. Have some questions in mind and just listening to the person, and just bring them good presence. And I have another communication, as I said, video on this that I posted a couple of weeks ago. And then you do that consistently, and if you want to exchange content information, I like to ask, like, what is the best way for us to connect? And you can also take the pressure off the conversation by, like, I'm just gonna talk to this person because I'm gonna give them something. A presence, compliment, a good time, I'm gonna give them joy. And you don't have to have the intention of, like, I'm gonna get their number, this is going to lead that I'm gonna go on a date with this person, or this person is going to be my friend. Take that big picture thinking out of the situation and just go from the perspective of giving, because that takes the pressure away. But strike up that conversation, and if you're meeting this person at this place consistently, you can strike up another conversation next time, maybe after 5 times. And then you can ask one day, like, hey, how should we connect? I think this is actually the best way when you build up a relationship to the long term. And then they're fine to connect, because, like, you've talked to them a lot of times and you're giving a little bit of who you are in each time, and you're understanding them at each time, and you build the relationship, like, slowly and surely. And then finally, when you got their contact information, like, suggest to do something. And normally try to read what the person is interested in doing, and also what is not taking them too much of their routine. And try to, if you want to invest time with the person, try to make it as easy as possible for them to say yes. So if there's a person in the gym, say like, can I take a gym session with you? If this is a person that runs, say like, I'm going to run 6 p.m. on Tuesday, do you want to join me? Or like, when are you running next? Can I join you? So make it as easy as possible for that person to say yes, because if it's going to take them too much out of the routine, it's probably not going to happen. So be the person that reaches out, maybe make some other plans. You could invite them to a dinner, or everybody has to eat. You can invite them to a dinner or to take some class that you think they're interested in, and just invite them. Try to make it convenient for them, because then they're going to say yes. And if they don't say yes or not interested in you, that's fine. A rejection is a blessing, because it's somebody protecting you for being connected with a person you shouldn't be connected to. I mean, you look at it as a blessing and you keep showing up, keep talking to people, then you will eventually, through those reps and through the numbers game work, being exposed to a lot of people, you will find your people. And the rewards are, when you find your people, they're going to bring support, they're going to help you, you're going to find a lot of belonging with these people. And yeah, so these are the things that you can do to find your people. Define your interests and values, then go to these events, places are aligned with those interests and values. Strike up a conversation. If it's appropriate, get their number, schedule something more with them, or tell me next time you're doing something, I would love to join, whatever. And just keep doing that. And through these reps, you're gonna find your people, and it's gonna make your life meaningful, and you can be authentic with beautiful people. And the magic is that, like, maybe the most magnificent people in your life you haven't met yet. And these people are out there. So just keep on going. I love you, and see you soon.